We're going to have the benefits of a cat joining us or not. The dog was creaking, but I'm not sure if the cat's coming. A cat, we have three of them actually. It's going to come in or not. Find this up. Well, today's been another warmish day. Of course, it's August, and that's to be expected in this part of the world. Reading today is kind of a challenge. It's something that isn't easy to do, but it sounds simple, but it's not all that easy. Is that any better? No. Just change the lighting, but there we are then. Well, anyway, here it is, and then we can get on with it. First quote is from someone I think most of you have heard of, Tina Fey. She's pretty well known, actually, Tina Fey. The courage to shine. Don't waste your energy trying to change opinions. Do your thing, and don't care if they like it. You know, this day and age when, especially in the arena of politics, things are so split apart that you can see and hear people arguing all the time over it. Well, you know, I often wish that we would end up with a situation where most people kind of move towards the center and see that there's a lot of sense in the opinions of both sides. But we tend to get too one-sided. And then some of us overly express our opinions and some of us under-express them. And that's the latter part is what this is about, actually. Ernest Holmes kind of goes above and beyond all this when he says, let us therefore light the candle of love, human kindness, forgiveness, and understanding in our own soul, and let it shine brightly. And that's in Help for Today, page 99, paragraph 2. And today could have been 70 years ago, or it could be now. It's really all the same, right? And this is Reverend Michelle, who says, the urge to shine lives brightly within us. We want to be ourselves fully and completely and be seen, heard, and acknowledged for being ourselves. This desire within can be painfully squashed as we find ourselves shrinking in alignment with others' opinions about who or what we are or are not. However, if we look at the stories of great artists, great leaders, great beings who lived happy and satisfying lives, we find they often say that to attain what they have, they had to give up their need to satisfy the opinions of others. Actually, one example of that came up today when in our Toastmasters meeting, the Thursday one, I got a 2, the Thursday one, and in each of the Toastmasters meetings, there's always an invocation and then a pledge of allegiance. And the invocation was pretty good today. It really quoted Mother Teresa. And Mother Teresa, I'm sure, at least in the latter parts of her life, didn't care what others thought about what she was doing. She just knew that she was right and she was doing what she believed to be God's work. So I think that's pretty. She and Nelson Mandela and Princess Di were my 3 favorite characters of the 20th century. Why? Because they did their own thing, irrespective of what others thought, and they stuck to their opinions, and they were respectful of other people, all 3 of them. So anyway, lots of people that I admired. Those are the 3 that I admired the most. And then Reverend Michelle says, I understand it can feel that there's danger in this, expressing our own opinions and sticking to them. I suspect most humans lose their connections to other human beings. Why? Because of conflicting opinions about one another. Additionally, some beings lose their rights or even their lives simply by being their unique selves. Finding out every day and not embracing our unique selves, not letting them shine, is like dying a little death every day. He says, my preference and my belief about who we are and what we came to this life to do is that each of us find a way to live fully. To do this, we have to accept that others have opinions about us that aren't favorable. We get to choose to have compassion for others and for ourselves as we embrace the notion that our living can take the ideas of others into account. And yet, ultimately, we must live by our own ideas about what is best. This is one of those things, again, which is, it's fairly easy to say, but it isn't easy to do because often as kids, it was instilled in us to respect people in authority, respect our elders. But some of the stuff that these elders, people in authority, give us wasn't factual, it wasn't true, wasn't correct. And the people often believed that they were doing the best. Well, spare the rod and spoil the child was what I was brought up with by the nuns and the priests. And a lot of the ideas they tried to push on us were just not true. So from an early age, we often get a lot of feedback and we often get a lot of ideas instilled in us before we can change our opinions that we're less than other people. My mother always believed she was less than others, but it wasn't true. She did a lot of really wonderful stuff, but she always wanted to have others like her. And I think it's a human trait to want other people to like us, but at the same time, if what they want us to do isn't what we want to do, and what we want to do is perfectly reasonable, then we choose what we want to do. And it's not selfish, it's not being ignorant, but by the same token, we can respect other people's ideas. It's simple to say, I hear what you're saying. I think I understand what you're saying. If I understand what you're saying, and then you repeat back to them, say, I can understand how you would think that. However, I think differently. I respect your opinions, but I've got my own opinions. And that is really what Reverend Michelle is talking about here. What do you think? What's your opinion on this? Yeah, this would have been a good topic for discussion once again. So take a deep breath. In my prayer partner sessions, we always begin by one of us inviting the other one to be still, to take a deep breath, sometimes to just acknowledge your surroundings, acknowledge what you're sitting in. In other words, be in the moment. And I invite you sometime today just to take some quiet time and be in the moment. I rise above the opinions of others and live fully for me. Easy to say, not easy to do. I rise above the opinions of others and live fully for me, which means self-care, as my colleague Reverend Lisa will tell you over and over again. Self-care is really important. So look out for Creative Life Spiritual Center's Facebook page tomorrow when Reverend Lisa will be on, and wherever you saw me on social media, that's where you can find me. A whole bunch of places. And if you want to give us feedback, my phone number is there. Feel free to text me, but please identify who you are. I get lots of texts coming in and people have got statements, opinions. I don't know who it is. It's phone number. I don't recognize the phone number. It's not in my contacts. So when you communicate with us, please tell us who you are. It would be really appreciated. And please, 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 yes, give us a like, but also when you like one of these messages or more of them, please share them because it really, really helps us and it helps the world. Until next time, namaste.